Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2020-2021 ACES Awards ceremony. For the second straight year, we are doing this in a virtual setting. I'm Marcus Johnson, along with Justin Glessner. We thank you for joining us for the awards ceremony this year, and we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, gosh, it's great to be in studio, Marcus. I know last year we really had a fun time on the Zoom call, like many of you have been doing classes and other meetings, so it's kind of great to be here in studio with you to talk about another exciting Pacer athletics season.
Yeah, not having to worry about the distractions from the in-home setting. You were talking about the pets and the kids.
The pets, the kids, trying to get everybody in the same spot and having them all in that area when I'm trying to do a show is definitely a challenge. But gosh, what a unique season it's been.
Yeah, indeed.
I mean, anything from postponements, canceled games, altering schedules basically the day of, dealing with adversity through quarantines, and for both us and our opponents, it really was a challenge this year. So commendation and congratulations to all of our student athletes out there for completing the season.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job competing this year. Again, not even knowing if necessarily they were going to have a game that day or not. But, well done for all of them. So let's just kick it off right on to the awards.
Let's do it. All right, so starting off, we're going to start with women's soccer. Women's soccer played a shortened season and went 1-5-1, but 3 of those losses were by only 1 goal. One of the best defenders in the league and one of the fastest players on the team did everything that was asked of them on the field. Our MVP this year for women's soccer from Ormond Beach, Florida, is Alana Neely.
And Alana had a heck of a year, and sadly, a lot of her contributions on the season didn't come onto the stat sheet. They didn't show up on the stat sheet. She was a very fast player, as they're saying on there, racing to the corner, beating out balls, saving corner kicks, just playing really solid defense and cutting off lanes, passing lanes from defenders. You really can't ask much more from a defender, and she was playing against some of the top competition in the nation. I don't know if anybody noticed, but Flagler College in the Peach Belt Conference was ranked number 1 at the end of the season. So that the Pacers had their work cut out for them throughout the year, and Alana really stepped up to the challenge.
Absolutely. She really did. Being that rock and center defense, being able to make those clearances, those last-ditch effort tackles, really came strong for her team, forming a great partnership back there.
And so congratulations to Alana being named the team MVP for women's soccer. And now we'll move right on along to men's soccer. Men's soccer had a bit of a shorter season this year. They pushed through 5 weeks of quarantine play, managed to play 4 matches before they had to end up calling it quits. The team started a month after the rest of the league and put forth tremendous effort all year round. So really from start to finish, this team faced a lot of adversity off of the field, just trying to get the season going. And, kudos to them for actually being able to come out and play a few matches. They played with limited subs due to quarantine and injuries, so not only did they have a tough time getting the season started, but when the season did start, they didn't really have a whole lot of guys to play with. And the MVP of the team is one of the guys who was able to stand up and put tremendous leadership out there onto the field for this men's soccer team. He started all 4 matches, a midfielder from St. Lucia, Gervais Tobier.
That's right. Gervais Tobier, you could hear him on the field every time you went to a soccer game, commanding that back line, trying to push the team forward, push them on, keep the defense organized. Well done, Gervais, on a difficult season, and well done all of the men's soccer team. Like we talked about earlier with quarantines and games being rescheduled and the like, men's soccer dealt with that as much as any team that we've had. So well done through a difficult season as they finished it.
Yeah, well done for the men's soccer team, and congratulations to Gervais Tobier being named the MVP for men's soccer.
Moving on, we're going to go ahead and cover women's cross country. So the cross country's teams this year were the lone ones that were able to start in the fall and finish their season on time. An abbreviated season, as it was, saw the team pick up its highest finish in a decade at the PBC Championship. They had 5 multi-sport student athletes on the team and a tremendous overall effort by the squad. They won the USC Aiken Invitational for the 2nd straight year and 3 top 5 finishes. The MVP was an all-academic team selection, posted several personal records on the year, and led the team in 2 of the 4 races. A native of Taylor, South Carolina. I'm talking, of course, about Lauren Sigmund.
Lauren Sigmund, congratulations being named the team MVP there. And the women's cross-country team is almost in a rebuilding year with brand new head coach in Lauren Etheridge. having to deal with some adversity of playing running against some really tough opponents in the Peach Belt Conference with their Cross River rivals in Augusta and down the road a bit in Flagler down in Florida. So being able to pull out a win on the season in the USC Aiken Invitational, also on a course that was brand new to them. They actually raced on for the first time up at Generations Park down the road. So being able to pull out a win like that is no small miracle, and having having one top 3 finish and 3 personal best records is nothing to sneeze at if you're Lauren Simmons. So a great effort for her all year round.
Absolutely. And I was at the race up at Generations Park, and what a course that is. Having talked to several of the runners afterwards, just talking about the difficulty in the hills and being able to keep your times low was definitely an achievement for them. So.
And you might have been able to make it onto the cross country squad too.
Oh my
having
gosh.
to blow that horn and then run out of the way.
That's right. I did start the race with the air horn, didn't I? So
and then you had to
book it out of the way, but they didn't run me over. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for not doing that.
So once again, congratulations, Lauren Sigmund, on being named the team MVP for women's cross country.
That's right.
And moving right along on to men's cross country, competed in the fall and had an abbreviated season that saw the team progress in each race throughout the year. The entire team established personal best times at the PBC Championship in just its second year of being a program after roughly 20 years of not competing at USC Aiken. The squad's best finish was a second-place effort at the USC Aiken Invitational. The MVP is a multi-sport student athlete and all-academic team selection who notched a personal best mark at the Peach Belt Championship, a native of Treasure Island, Florida, David Widener.
Yeah, congrats, David, on a season well run and a sport well played, being a dual sport athlete. Not to mention the volunteer efforts that David put in while he's been here. I got a chance to meet David and work with him in the line for the Harvest Home Food Bank, where we were able to put food in people's trunks, volunteering throughout the pandemic. And then David came and helped out in the parking lot, parking cars for some of our different events, whether it was graduation or the high school championship. So congratulations, David. All around great season and great job on the course.
And I just want to take a minute to look at that. I mean, an all-academic team selection, which means he's obviously very good in the classroom, two-sport athlete, and volunteer work. I mean, just the workload to be able to excel at everything he's doing right there is just an unbelievable accomplishment. I mean, I have trouble walking and chewing gum at the same time. To be able to do all of this kind of stuff is just amazing. And I think that it's, that we need to highlight more of that, the versatility that somebody like David Widener has.
Absolutely. And he's not the only one throughout Pacer Athletics. I'm sure we'll talk about that later on. But again, great job, David. Great season, great year in the classroom, and congratulations.
Congratulations once again to David Widener, the team MVP for men's cross country. And moving right along to volleyball. Volleyball had a bit of a delay, normally a fall sport. They ended up competing in the spring and battled a little bit of adversity at the end of the year with only 7 players available at the Peach Belt tournament. They went 9-4 in the regular season and had several strong performances with a very young team. Top 10 single-digit match records were established by multiple student athletes throughout the year, with 4 all-conference performers, including Libero of the Year Carrie Mercer and Peach Belt Player of the Year in Allie Smith. The MVP of the team led the Peach Belt and top 10 nationally in several categories. A native of St. John's, Florida, the previously mentioned Allie Smith.
Congratulations, Allie, on a great season, well played. A tough season, obviously, as we detailed with volleyball, having several matches postponed or practices even canceled and postponed. So there was no continuity really for any team, but volleyball in particular having been moved from the fall to the spring. So to put it all together in the spring in an area or a time of year where you're not used to playing the sport, it really took a lot of effort and a lot of effort. So, yeah, congratulations, Allie, again, on a great season. Well played.
And this team, again, talk about adversity at the end of the year. They also had adversity throughout the year. Very new team out there. Only a few returning players from after the departures from last year, which had a core of leadership there. The last members of that regional champion team had departed, and it was up to the seniors and Allie Smith and some of the others to really take up the leadership mantle. I think they did a fantastic job, and Allie really performing well out there with 291 points, 262 kills with 150 digs. I mean, easily recognizes the team MVP and recognizes the MVP throughout the conference, picking up USC Aiken's third consecutive year with the Player of the Year.
Fantastic.
So again, congratulations to Allie Smith on being named the volleyball team's team MVP.
Moving right along, next up is going to be our Spirit Squad. So this is the first year that USC Aiken has combined the cheer and dance programs, with the entire team being pushed throughout this COVID season and having to be on the court not at all. So they haven't been on the court at all, having stayed in the stands through all the games. They kept great attitudes throughout, and the team all season, despite setbacks all along the way. The MVP for this first-year team is going to be first-year captain, the native of Charleston, South Carolina, Emily Williamson.
Yeah, congratulations to Emily Williamson being named the team MVP. And talk about adversity. I remember sitting at some of the basketball games and watching them sitting on the bleachers, wanting so desperately to come on out and dance out onto the floor, because most of their routines involve quite a lot of movement, and you can't really do that in the maybe 2 foot by 4 foot space that they are given in the bleachers right there.
Right. No, absolutely. No, the movement, you're definitely restricted when you're within the bleacher section. And like you said, it didn't seem like a basketball game almost without them on the floor and participating through the timeouts and halftime. So, but great job dealing with everything we've had to deal with this season, and great job from Emily being the captain this year for the first year team.
Yeah, so congratulations, Emily Williamson, named the team MVP for the USC Aiken Spirit Squad. And on to women's basketball. The women's basketball team dealt with a lot of adversity, as any team in the country, with over 15 games postponed, canceled, or altered due to COVID protocols. A young team overall that played outstanding in the shortened season. They only played 7 games, but with the shortened season, no MVP was selected. So instead, we're just going to go ahead and give a quick little recap with us, highlighting some great performances throughout the year by several of the players, including Delaney Truschel.
Yeah, Delaney had 24 points against Clayton State, which was a USC Aiken team high.
And Delaney also first-year player for this Pacer squad, so to be able to put up a team high like that, it's not too shabby, to say the least.
Absolutely. Then you had Chinema Okafor, another first-year player, with 10 blocks on the road against UNC Pembroke.
And I remember that game, watching her on the screen, and it was kind of counting down, like, okay, is she gonna get? She's got it. There we go. Nice block. And I mean, really great defensive player. And Pembroke, UNC Pembroke, they usually field some really great teams. I know they're more known for men's basketball, but their women's basketball team is not too shabby. And to be able to put up a defensive effort like that, Okafor really stepping up her game there.
Absolutely.
Madison Williams had a great year with a team season high 4 steals against North Georgia. And anybody that knows North Georgia, they are one of the top teams in the country, along with Lander University. Those two actually ended up battling it out for the regional title this year. So being able to get some steals from North Georgia, no small feat there for Williams.
Absolutely. And Alicia Harris having a team high 12 rebounds against UNC Pembroke as well. Great performance from her in that game as well. And a shout out to all of the women's basketball players. Like we detailed earlier, this was one of the hardest hit teams by the pandemic and by the cancellations and postponements of games. And this is why they only had a 7-game season. There were days I remember sitting in meetings knowing that we had a game that night, and someone would come in with some bad news, and all of a sudden the game was off. So it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy for you, but I can't imagine what it was like for our women's players.
Yeah, it was a struggle, because I know I'd get some calls every now and again and say, hey, when's the next basketball game going to be? I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine, because honestly, we don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to be able to pass the tests? Is the other team going to be able to pass the COVID testing? And I mean, and also this was a very young team, not a lot of returning players from the previous seasons, and to be able to come in and face that kind of a challenge, I can only assume that means that in the following years, this is going to be a much better team, and we actually have a lot of high hopes for them in the next 2 to 3 years to really make an impact in the league.
Yeah, big congratulations or big. I'm really impressed with how the ladies really didn't complain about anything. They'd come in for their workouts, and it was the same every day. They went to work, they did their job, they prepared as if they were going to play, and they got themselves ready to play. Whether their other team had a COVID issue or not, they were always ready to play. So big congratulations and respect from me for that.
Yeah, so shout out to the women's basketball team having a fantastic shortened season, and we look forward to seeing what you can do next year.
All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and look at the men's basketball team. So this team was able to have mostly a routine but shortened season. They split a pair of non-conference games before going 8-6 in the PBC. A balanced attack throughout the year with different individuals stepping up each night. There was one all-conference performer. The MVP for this team, we went with a co-MVP for their leadership and effort throughout the season and also their careers. Good friends, better teammates, and even better student athletes. A native of Cortland, Virginia, I'm talking, of course, about Darius Bell, and of Sumter, South Carolina, Ryan Misseldine.
Congratulations to both Darius Bell and Ryan Misseldine. Hard-fought effort. And I can't help but think that some of the MVP honors for both of these guys also kind of stems from what they were able to do last season as well at the end of the year, facing the adversity there, moving on with their COVID-ended season all the way onto this year's COVID-impacted season.
Correct.
Both of these two seniors did a fantastic job leading the squad. A lot of veteran leadership there, and just, a lot of loyalty to the program, too. These guys stuck it out through the hard times.
Absolutely. And these guys are staples within the men's basketball team. You always see them first in the gym, last to leave, always putting in a bunch of effort in the weight room and on the floor. So, big congratulations. A lot of respect for Ryan and Darius.
And I can honestly say we probably couldn't have gotten off a lot of the broadcasts without these guys either.
That's right. That's right.
A big shout out once again to Darius Bell and Ryan Misseldine, both named the co-MVP for men's basketball. And on to the next category on our list, softball. Playing conference games only with the exception of just 2 non-conference games, which were against a conference opponent in Lander. First-year head coach Jacqueline Poole had the team playing hard each and every game. Several highlights throughout the year. Her first win here with a 13-3 win over UNC Pembroke. The team swept Francis Marion and Lander in league play, the first time USC Aiken has swept 2 PBC teams in a year since 2017. They scored 6 or more runs 6 times, 5-1 in those games. And the MVP near the top of the team in hits, total bases, RBIs, runs scored, and slugging percentage. Great effort on the year. A native of North Augusta, South Carolina, catcher Emily Ayers.
Yes, congrats, Emily. Great job all season. Great job to the entire softball team. This was one of the seasons which actually felt semi-normal. We got to go out to the ballpark for the first time. Got to get out there. It was played in the spring in the season it was supposed to be played in, and it felt somewhat normal despite all of the protocols and keeping fans socially distant and that kind of thing. And the heart the girls showed on the field really exemplified getting back to normal almost. It was every day out there on the base pass trying to get bases, trying to get hits, trying to score runs, playing the field. These girls, they put it all out there, and they really gave a great effort out on the field. And that was evidenced by the way that they were able to sweep 2 opponents that we haven't done so in a great many years. So
they really turned it on, especially as the season progressed when they finally started settling on in. Again, you had the COVID impacts happening all the time, but also a first-year head coach, new playing style, and just a lot of these girls were returning from the previous season, so having to deal with a brand new coaching scheme is obviously not an easy thing, and it finally started clicking as the year progressed. And just a huge shout out to players like Emily Ayers, who with 11 RBIs and a .509 slugging percentage with 12 runs scored was an easy choice for the team MVP. So congratulations to Emily Ayers, the softball team's team MVP.
Next up on our list, we're going to go through and talk about baseball. All right, so picked up 2 wins, the team this year, against number 25 UNC Pembroke, and another win against number 19 Georgia College. They went 11-5 at home and posted a 20-17 overall record. They narrowly missed out on the last day of the season on being a top 4 team and earning a bid to the PBC tournament. Several outstanding individual performances were on the year, and there were several players that did very well. They played solid team ball during the little things to win games this year. Anything from stealing bases to bunting people over and just playing small ball at sometimes. The great effort that saw this team go 6-3 over its final 9 PBC games. The MVP on this team led the team in batting average and was near the top in several offensive categories. Two-way player, both on the mound and in the field, that had a great team-high 3 saves. native of Thompson, Georgia. I'm talking, of course, about Morgan Hyde.
Morgan Hyde, congratulations. And, I mean, it's great seeing a two-way player. You don't see that a whole lot in any level of baseball, except maybe high school. You do see that every now and again. But to be able to not only play out in center field, but then come in a close game in that bottom of the ninth, or top of the ninth inning, I should say, and close out the game in most cases for the Pacers is really well done. And also, batting .342 with 25 RBIs. I mean, he was an offensive threat, too, for a team that, normally it focuses on the long ball. This USC Aiken squad has been well known for having some sluggers in their lineup. This year, not so much. And like you said, having to play that small ball, and I think they did a fantastic job of that, considering what they're used to dealing with and used to working with, managing to finish over 500 again, just barely missing out over on a Peach Belt berth through no fault of their own, really beating the teams they needed to beat. It's just those other teams managed to do just a little bit better, unfortunately.
That's right. The other teams were able to do their job in that instance, and that kind of cost us towards the end. But yeah, no, a great season from baseball, considering, again, all that we had going on. I mean, they were not exempt from all the testing and COVID protocols and needing to keep distanced and having different workouts at different times by position group. And, kudos to baseball for keeping it all straight and getting through the season relatively unscathed.
And they managed to make it feel almost normal, going out to the ballparks like that. It almost didn't feel like it was a COVID season right there. They did a great job of really welcoming the community back out there. But, again, congratulations to Morgan Hyde with stellar numbers both on the bump and at the plate. The team MVP for baseball, Morgan Hyde. That will move us on to men's golf. They won a pair of tournaments and had a pair of second-place finishes on the year. They took third at the Cleveland Palmetto Intercollegiate, which hosted a bunch of D1 schools and us. 2 all-conference performers this year. The MVP of this team had 6 top 10 efforts on the year, led the team with a 71-stroke average, just 1 under par. A first-team all-conference performer, all-tournament team selection, a native of Juro, Sweden, Leo Johansson.
Yes, congrats, Leo, on a great season. Well played. It's always saying something when you're on top of on a team that's ranked so highly in the rankings. So and to lead that team is definitely saying something. So congratulations on a very successful season, Leo Johansson.
Yeah, this team, this golf team, averaged in the top 10 pretty much throughout the entire year, and that seems to be par for the course, no pun intended, for golf. This golf team is a fantastic group, earning some number 1 selections throughout the year as well. Came up just short in the NCAA tournament, but Leo Johansson, just absolutely stellar effort out there and well deserving of the honor. I mean, like you said, when you lead a team like this, you're doing something right.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations to all of USC Aiken golf, and in particular, Team MVP. Leo Johansson.
And that concludes the Team MVP award winners for this year. So once again, congratulations to all of our Team MVPs. But we will be moving on now to the Student Athlete Leadership Award. This award was awarded recently by Student Life. Tremendous all-around person who does anything asked of them. Also had a personal best time in each meet. A native of Aiken, South Carolina, from the men's cross-country squad, Kyle Reddy.
Kyle, great season out there on the course. Big congratulations on this award, the Randy Work Student Athlete Leadership Award. Like I said, awarded by Student Life and given for the tremendous all-around performance in the classroom and on the field. So congratulations, Kyle, on a season well run.
And now moving on to the Female Excellence in Sportsmanship. Macy Hutto was the award winner for the Female Excellence in Sportsmanship. And Macy has done a fantastic job, has played here throughout all of her career, and a local girl, too, coming from South Aiken High School, my alma mater.
There you go.
So, congratulations to Macy earning the Female Excellence in Sportsmanship. And she is a grinder. She is steadily gotten better throughout the year, and I think this year she really blossomed into a solid team player, getting some good at-bats out there at the plate, and also some really good fielding. A good leader in the classroom, obviously not an easy task to do when you're pursuing a nursing degree and you're a student athlete, but somehow the ladies and gentlemen that are our student athletes manage to do that.
It's amazing what these athletes are able to do, both in the classroom and on the field. Not to just excel in one or the other, but to consistently be able to do both. It's mind-boggling to me. So now moving on to our male excellence in sportsmanship, that winner is Ryan Misseldine. Great achievements in the classroom, on the court, really exemplifying what sportsmanship is. That occurs when teammates, opponents, coaches, and officials treat everyone with respect. And so that's an easy case when you're looking at Ryan Misseldine.
Yeah, so not only is he a co-MVP of the men's basketball team, he also earns the Male Excellence in Sportsmanship Award. Well-deserving. It's hard to think of too many other people that could deserve it more. But Ryan, congratulations on another award for your trophy shelf.
Absolutely. Ryan and Macy, congratulations.
And moving on to the Excellence in Academic Achievement, their GPAs, the Female Scholar Athlete Award goes to the Olsen sisters, Gressa and Willa Olsen, both earning 4.0 GPAs.
Wow, I can't help but be impressed by that. Can't say that I've ever achieved a 4.0 myself, so I don't know what that feels like. But girls, great job, fantastic year in the classroom. It could not have been easy considering all of the COVID protocols. I mean, we've talked about those that were on the field. We haven't even addressed what it was like in the classroom, whether you were in the classroom in person or you were online or you were meeting professors here, there, and everywhere. To get a 4.0 is just an absolutely amazing achievement. So congratulations, Gressa and Willa, on such a fantastic academic year.
And moving on to the Male Scholar Athlete Award, Sean McQuillan is the winner of the Male Scholar Athlete Award with a 3.93 GPA.
Another one. I mean, again, these GPAs are up in the stars here. But that exactly exemplifies why they're receiving this award. Fantastic season on the field. Sean starting almost all the games for Pacer baseball. As well as going out there and doing well in the classroom. That's such with baseball playing probably the most amount of games of any team. I mean, there was definitely going road trips and here, there, and everywhere. And then, like we talked about with the classroom, being mobile or being in person and doing tests and having everything you need to have in order to accomplish such a high GPA, it cannot be understated how well that means or what that means. So congratulations, Sean, on a fantastic academic year.
Congratulations to Sean and to all of our winners of their academic excellence and all of the Pacer athletes that have done a fantastic job both on the field and in the classroom to earn their Scholar Awards. But we're moving on to our Freshman of the Year nominees, and we'll start off with the Female Freshman of the Year Award winner, I should say. The nominees are from women's basketball, Delaney Truschel, and from volleyball, Caitlin Rodriguez. Delaney Truschel started all 7 games for the team, led the team with 12.3 points, hit 48.4% of her shots, and drained 48% of her three-point attempts. For Rodriguez, she saw time in all 14 matches and averaged 2.38 kills per set, second on the team, and hit a average of 216 with averaging 1.5 digs per set. Both these athletes are definitely well-deserving. I know watching closely with Caitlin Rodriguez, again, talking about the young team that they had there, she came in, she filled that outside role pretty well. Some good swings out there, some good matches. Didn't really seem to miss a beat when coming in and subbing in for some of the more veteran players. And back to Delaney Truschel, I mean, what more can we say about women's basketball with what they've had to deal with this year? And she put up some really good numbers, averaging over 10 points a game.
Absolutely.
Just phenomenal work, and I feel like she's really going to make an impact as the years progress.
Definitely. And seeing her and her sister both in the gym day in, day out, working on their jump shots, getting shots up, the work they're putting in can't be understated. So, with that said, the winner of the Freshman of the Year for Female Freshman of the Year is Delaney Truschel.
Congratulations to Delaney Truschel, a well-deserved award, and congratulations to Caitlin Rodriguez for being the runner-up in this case. Both of them were well-deserving athletes, but unfortunately only one could win in this case. And Delaney Truschel was the winner for the Female Freshman Student Athlete of the Year. On to the Male Freshman Athlete of the Year. The nominees are from baseball, James Eckert, from soccer, Lucas Pagora, and from golf, Gage Weeks.
Yeah, James hit 267 and started 34 games for the Pacers. He led the squad with 30 runs and was among the team leaders in hits, RBIs, and total bases.
For Pagora, he started 3 games, recorded a pair of shots, and outstanding effort in each of his contests.
And then Weeks played in 8 tournaments, recorded a 74.2 stroke average, had 2 top 20 efforts, and -4 to 12 at the UNG Fall Invitational.
So all 3 well-deserving of this award, but again, only one can win it. And the winner of the Male Freshman Student Athlete of the Year award is James Eckert.
Yes, great season, James. Way to get out there. I believe he played shortstop, didn't he?
Yeah, and oh my gosh, this guy was phenomenal at
Yeah,
shortstop.
excellent for a freshman to be out there at shortstop, making the defensive plays and then also doing it with a stick at the plate, hitting 267 and scoring runs, 30 runs on the season. So great season, James. Fantastic.
And I just want to focus on Eckert's defensive play. I mean, we don't have quite the analytics that they have in the big league, but I can guarantee you that James Eckert stole a lot of base hits away from players, making beautiful diving grabs up the middle. He covered ground like very few other shortstops I've ever seen. Just phenomenal defensive player, great leather out there at shortstop, and an accurate throwing arm to get the ball to first base. So, I mean, I know that they're dreading possibly adding more stats to baseball, especially at this level. But if we want to start adding some hits saved, James Eckert might be the guy we want to look at.
Absolutely, absolutely. And being a freshman, I can only imagine how much better and more progress he's going to make as we move forward. So excited to see where Pacer baseball goes, and James, we're excited to see where your career develops.
And so once again, congratulations to James Eckert, the male freshman student athlete of the year.
Next up is going to be our female student athlete of the year. The nominees for this prestigious award is going to be softball's Caitlin Powell, cross country's Lauren Sigmund, and volleyball's Allie Smith.
Powell led the team in batting average with a .364 average, was second in hits overall, among the team leaders in slugging percentage and on-base percentage.
As for Sigmund, she was a multi-sport athlete, had 3 personal best times in 4 meets, and led the squad in a pair of those meets.
And for Allie Smith, became the 5th player in school history with 1,000 kills and 1,000 career digs, among the nation's leaders in kills per set, points per set, and was the first team all-PBC selection, including PBC Player of the Year.
You know, as you said before, all of these athletes are well deserving of this award. But unfortunately, like you said, only one can win it. And of course, that is volleyball's Allie Smith.
Allie Smith easily taking this award thanks to her individual awards throughout the season, being named an all-conference selection and the Player of the Year. It almost doesn't come as a surprise that she earns this award. And had she not been here, maybe then we'd be talking about one of the other two earning the Athlete of the Year award. But Allie Smith, a fantastic job in a very difficult season, one that was delayed well beyond when we are normally talking about volleyball.
Right.
But Allie Smith, congratulations, the female student athlete of the year.
And moving on, next up is the male student athlete of the year. Nominees for this award is cross country's David Widener and our men's golf team, Leo Johansson.
Johansson was a first-team all-conference performer, 5 top 10 efforts, and all-tournament team selection, with, again, averaging 71 strokes.
And as we talked about before about David, he led the team in all 4 races, made a personal best mark multiple times, had a season's best effort of 4th place at the USC Aiken Invitational, and I believe he won another the Sportsmanship Award.
He did. Widener doing a whole lot of stuff, not only on the course, but also in the classroom and in the community. Johansson, one of the top golfers in the nation, one of the top golfers for USC Aiken, really grinding out through the year, and hopefully they'll be able to improve on a already stellar year next year.
Absolutely. Real tough decision on this one, but the winner for the male student athlete of the year is Leo Johansson.
And congratulations to Leo. A well-deserved honor, and congratulations to Widener on a great year as well, earning the nomination. But Leo is the one that will take home the award this year. So Leo Johansson, congratulations, male student athlete of the year. And that will about wrap things up here from the awards banquet. We again thank you for joining us in this the second straight year of a virtual awards banquet. Maybe this will be a trend. I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll get back to being in a more formal setting where we all have to wear suits and ties. But
I'd love to put the tie back on, Marcus, and be able to see all these athletes in person and be able to look at them as we're giving them their awards. So hopefully we get back to that.
I'd like to agree with you, except for the tie part. I hate tying a tie. It is one thing I hate doing so much.
Oh, gosh. Well, again, congratulations to all of our student athletes. For Marcus, I'm Justin. Have a great afternoon, and congratulations.